Yeah. Welcome back to Lenz Comic Corner, Classic Legend Known Classics. This is episode number 33, 28, Doubleshot 32, 22. Alright, first up we have is from Doctor Who, the other is from DC Comics. From DC Comic, from Doctor Who, we have Doctor Who Ghost Stories. Those are thinking about look at this cover like, the style of this cover looks familiar. Does this look like a Jim Snark cover? Yes, it is. From what I can tell, it's a nod to the Nick Fury of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think it was an issue of Strange Tales. I think it was actually one the trade paperbacks. I think it was to have this very cover. And people are thinking, who the heck is that? That's not the Doctor. True, it's not. This was a character debuted in the episode Return of Doctor Mysterio. Now, I of course have seen the Christmas special. Mostly put you can think of this particular 4-issue mini-series collecting this trade paperback, which apparently was a comic strip, apparently. This is basically a follow-up to character. By the way, the character's name is Grant. And it's only 4 issues, mind you, yes. It is mostly about Grant. Looks like he's basically watched TV with his new wife and his stepdaughter. And of course you see him basically stopping a robbery. And then the TARDIS just randomly shows up. It's like, Doctor, Grant, good to see you, wearing that funny old costume. Supposing to seek your identity. Yep. His help, of course, brings on the girls. They, of course, see it inside the wonderful looking TARDIS. I love the artwork here. I forgot to mention basically the creative team of this book. The writer is George Mann. The artwork is about Iva Rodriguez, Pascal Quelino, and Dennis Carlito. Which, no denying, this artwork is gorgeous. They do a great job recreating the TARDIS console room from the 12th Doctor. And given the fact this is set after Return of Doctor Mysterio, so this is probably set, and this is my personal guess, before Capaldi's last season. And of course, they get the guy called Smoke. It's a really good superhero story where it's basically like what the whole thing related to Superman. And for some reason, they have pictures of the actors. They even have, yes, that's what he probably looked like in the show, but I haven't seen the episode. But yeah, this miniseries is so fun. Yes, this was an action miniseries, not, let's say, a comic book by Titan. This is actually published. This is published by Titan Comics, but it is a BBC thing. Yes, but this book is fantastic. Give roughly a 9 out of 10. Alright, so next up we have is a book that is selling like hotcakes. Oh my gosh. This book is selling like crazy. I remember seeing the sales chart for this past March, and this made number 3 on the list of the top 10 best-selling comic books. Because in that particular month, all those other comics, this is in the Absolute Universe, by the way, all the Absolute Universe comics made the top 10, along with an issue of Batman and one more number 2, which made number 8 on the list. We have Absolute Batman, Volume 1, The Zoo. Yes, I know for a fact that Chuck Dixon was, when he saw this costume, like, really? My issue was not necessarily the color of it, the bat mask, spikes, or something, but my big issue with this is the bat symbol. I have pointed out, though, that this symbol is similar to Frank Miller's symbol for Batman when he draws Dark Knight Returns. Now, in the Absolute Universe Batman, no money, no mansion, no butler. Yeah, this basically is Bruce Wayne is poor. And in the Absolute Universe, Darkseid apparently controls his reality. Yeah. And this book is very strange. So, it's written by Scott Snyder. Of course, basically Scott Snyder. The guy can't wait from Batman. Artwork by Nick DeGora, who has issue 4 co-done by Gabriel Hernandez Walta. This book collects the first 6 issues of the series. So, we mostly just have Bruce going to a zoo, and then his parents get gunned down in some place. You have Alfred, who is not Bruce's butler in this universe. Nope, he's just some guy who just happens to have weapons, who apparently is kind of like Bruce's trainer, I think. And he sees a chain loose for something, and he's like, I hate this town. Tonight is your city. You see Bruce Wayne fighting this stuff, and yeah, and of course love is in the air, and then, well, then we have a guy come with a crocodile. Apparently this is Waylon Jones. Yes, this black guy is apparently this universe version of Killer Croc. Yes, apparently it is. I'm thinking so. So then you have a woman with a dome on her head where she's swimming. The artwork makes it look kind of weird, the perspective of basically this woman who works for Black Mask. And that is Black Mask right there, the guy with the red suit. Yep, that's Black Mask. And the way this artwork looks, it's almost like Nick Dargent basically drew this movie a bit chunky-ish. Look at the perspective. And the whole thing is about Death Mask, which that's not. And then here's the thing. We have Jim Gordon here, who is, I should point out that in this universe, he is not the Commissioner GCPD. He is the Mayor of Gotham City. Yep. And of course, basically, it's like Bo Hill, and Timothy Hill was a damn crook, man. We all know it. He's a crook, but at least he's tough. And of course, the explosion happening because Black Mask just happened to show up at this rally. And they had this really cool scene of basically Batman on top of this staircase, running down the stairs, beating up all these goons. Yep. He then proceeds to take this thing out of his utility belt and pull out his symbol of his outfit, and becomes a freaking battling axe. Yes, it becomes an axe. Which he then proceeds to cut off a man's hand. Yes, seriously. And he beats all these guys up. And then Batman kicks Alfred. I was wondering who is Batman. So shooting here. Yep. And then you see Batman with a gun, which is interesting because he normally wouldn't use a gun in the regular DC universe because his Ultimate Universe is. But the thing is, the gun that shoots bullets, it shoots tiny batarangs, that's different. There's all this bat symbolism here. And then you see Batman do this to a building. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I think Grimes is so bad and Gordon's like, yeah. And Bullock's work with him as like a guard. I think the woman here is supposed to be Maggie Sawyer. That's I can tell by the artwork. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be Maggie Sawyer here. So, okay, so that's not Maggie Sawyer. It's so this brunette here in the cop uniform. The one not wearing the one. So this is kind of weird. So the one uniform here is apparently supposed to be Barbara Gordon. Who is this, Martha? Well, it's Martha Wayne. Bruce Wayne's mom, who's alive and well. And then basically we see at this table, we see apparently Harvey Dent, the Riddler, but with no costumes. Yep, it's all a big card game here, and then Batman goes out, uses the key to basically try to disguise himself. He breaks someone's apartment, downloads something, Arc, yeah, and then becomes the whole thing with Black Mask, which then apparently Batman proceeds to steal something, brings out this bat tank. Yes, a frickin' tank. Where the heck get the thing? I don't know. And then apparently, and then we see apparently the debut of Selena Kyle, but not in her Catwoman outfit. That comes later on. So, and we're only issue 3 of this thing. Yeah, issue 3. I was like, yeah, Batman and Alfred racing down the highway trying to get away from the police. And then we have where apparently Bruce Wayne is working with this guy in the glasses. Who the heck he is? I don't know. It's like Al. And then we see apparently Black Mask just wrestling somebody in his Speedo. And he beats him with a freaking Kimura lock. Yep. How do I know what the heck that move is? 'Cause I've seen Brock Lesnar do it. Yep. Yeah. So apparently Thomas's dad with Martha is still alive. And of course, supposedly Bruce Wayne's going to be saying a flashback related to that fate. And then we have where people think, oh, Batman's a vampire in this flashback. Plus, the suit itself is a loose nod to Rebirth Batman. Well, the Greg Capullo outfit here. And then he tosses the fangs away and drives the bat tank, whatever the heck it is. This appears to be like his first bat costume before this thing. And then you see him basically, it's kind of like his origin story where he basically just builds his attire. And he basically builds the whole bat armory. Debuts a new outfit here, which the page itself was a clear nod to Dark Knight Returns. And then moving on to issue 5 for the Zoo. And of course, Gordon thinks he's going to lose, but don't worry, he's not. So we have this whole thing with the money thing, and then Batman releases his own signal. He then gets to fight with Black Mask, which he beats him. How? We'll get to that. So he gets away from this part, but he does fight him again, don't worry. And he has a very brutal way of beating him. And they blame Gordon basically for crime rising. Well, not his fault. Yeah, so yeah, it's a whole. Apparently, there's a bounty on Gordon's head. So Batman deals with more of the goons. You have Black Mask, and of course you have Batman just chase Black Mask to a frickin' gym where he beats the crap out of him with boxing gloves. Actually, it's not a gym. It's well, it looks like a gym. It basically looks like a boat. He gets to the Death Mask Hall. And he nearly tries to strangle him, so what does Batman do? He tilts his head down and stabs the ears of his hat of his cowl into Black Mask's face. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, and then basically he's well, of course, Martha punches the guy, and then Alfred patches him up, and then the book ends with this. What looks like to be this universe version of Joker, where he says, "Sir, silence reporting. This has been a small Stockholm city. I'm aware. It's time. Get Bane." Yep, Bane. That should be interesting. Yes. And yes, I do know about what happened when they basically released the first image with Bane. Looks like the universe. And Graham Nolan didn't like it very much because he didn't mind the body. His complaint was the tiny head. That's the weird thing of Nick, the artist's artwork. He has weird perspectives on how he draws people. Like, he made a woman's lower half bigger than her top half, which didn't make any sense to me at all. I'm guessing just perspective how he draws it. Batman himself was drawn perfectly fine. But this overall was really good, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yep. I give Absolute Batman, Volume 1, The Zoo, a 9 out of 10. Well, that's one absolute first trade down. The only ones left to go are Flash, Marshmallow, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I did Wonder Woman away. I think that Absolute Superman is on order. Now, this book has got a lot of love, which, yeah, it deserves because it's Scott Snyder. I just kind of wish that Nick Donato would not draw certain people with these weird perspectives. By like the woman bikini, where it makes her, or basically her hips so big. I just didn't really understand it at all. Yep. So yeah, that's the particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share notifications. Next up is Case Closed. Okay, thanks, you. Bye.